I did 109K in 8 days with just AI generated image ads, and I'm going to show you everything. This is the fastest and the easiest way to scale into 10K days that exists. I'm telling you, this is the fucking best thing that exists, and I'm going to show you everything. So let me do the introduction right now, like every guru does. My name is Nicolas Margariti, and I scale e-commerce businesses for a living. And what you're looking at here is my personal store, and this happened because I finally feel like that I developed a system that actually fucking works right now in 2026. And this is not like another video that you will see on YouTube. This is the video that there is a guy that will not gatekeep anything and will show you everything. So I will show you in this video all the system that generate me this result, because I want to be real, I want to grow my personal brand, and I want to provide real value. So as you can see right here, I have put a lot of time and effort into this video. I have put my exact system right here, and in this video you're gonna see things that you're not seeing in other videos. I'm gonna talk about product research and market research. I'm gonna talk to you about suppliers and how to negotiate with suppliers. I'm gonna talk to you about how to have a great savage money making e-commerce funnels. I'll show you my best Shopify apps, which I actually use and actually make money. I'll show you how to build a high converting store and which are the best features and elements that you could include to have a better conversion rate. I'll show you how to build the best offers possible, and then I'm going to go into the variable testing system which I created that helped me, my business partners, and a lot of other guys scale to 10K days without using a single video ad. This is the fastest and the easiest way to go from 0 to 10K, I can guarantee you that. And here I'm going to talk about research and how to do research. I'm going to talk about avatars. I'm going to talk about market awareness. And as you can see, I give you all my fucking AI prompts. Here you have access to all my AI prompts, which I have costed me so much time to create. I'm talking about desires, again AI prompts, and then we go into the variable testing system, which I am explaining right here. And of course, I'm giving you again all my AI prompts. So all I want in return for you is, because as you can see, I'm giving everything for free. All I want in return is to join my Discord server, which is where I will answer every question that you might have about the system. And also, I don't want to be a guru and try to sell something. I have a one-to-one partnership that you can do if you want. I'm not trying to be salesy right here. This is a personal choice, which I take your store and you work directly with me. I'm like your business partner, and we scale your store to multiple 6 and 7 figures. And that's it. Let's get right into the video. So the first thing that I'll talk about is the market. Everyone always confuses market and product. Everyone thinks that the product is most important than the market, but that's completely wrong. Market is the single most important thing that you will ever have to choose right. So you need to understand this. You need a big, hungry market to start selling to. So your product won't matter if there are no available buyers to buy it. So you need a market where there are a lot of people in that are actively looking for product to satisfy their desire. This is called TAM, which is also called total addressable market. The markets where a lot of people in and are looking for products most probably will be the most saturated markets most of the time, but this won't affect us. So to make it clear for you, think of this example. So you have product one, which is a product who solves gut health issues, and you have product two, which is a product that helps professional left-handed violinists with scoliosis to optimize their shoulder posture. I don't know how the fact I thought about this, but I think it's really obvious who wins, because in product one you have 1 billion plus potential buyers which have gut health issues, while in product two you might have less than 20k potential buyers. So you need to understand this. A big crowd always beats a brilliant product every damn time. So I made a document with the best markets to start selling into. It is this document which I have linked here. It's in the mirror board. I have all the great markets that I would personally start selling into, and I have made research on everyone. So you see that one, we have health and wellness, which pain relief, gut health, oral care, sexual wellness. So the first thing that you need to do is select a market, and it's also good to select something that you are somewhat familiar with. If you are not familiar with any of those markets, don't care. We'll make a research on the market. So that's it about markets. So the second thing which I'll talk about is product. So what makes a product a winning product? And it's as simple as that. And the thing is that it's as simple as proof of concept. So if someone else is selling it profitably, you can too. So it's as easy as select a fucking pre-validated product, guys. In that way, you can remove from the start the variable of is this a winning product or a losing product. So you can't just focus on your marketing. Why select a product that you think it's innovating and people will buy? This is not validated. You don't know if people actually want this. So select a product that, one, someone already is selling it profitably, and two, you can have good margins on it. Always look for products with 70% plus gross margin minimum. The rule is margins plus proof of concept, product worth trying. Also, it's a huge plus, to not say mandatory, to look for products that have a repeat purchase and LTV. So these are products like consumables, which you can do subscriptions, or product that people buy over and over again. Think about it. If you sell a gadget that people will never need to buy again, you'll not have lifetime value on your customers. So because of costs which are only going up, you need a product that someone will come to you again to buy. Look at this. If you don't have LTV, you're praying to hit the target cost per purchase in the next month because costs are only going up. And if you don't, you're just unprofitable. Now I'm going to talk on how to validate products. Number one is Facebook ads library. So look for how many active ads someone who sells this product has. I always aim for plus 100 active ads. Also, always look at their similar web, which will tell you how many active traffic they have per month. And I always look for at least 300k monthly visitors. You can also look at spy tools like Shop Hunter. You can look for how long a product has been running and the revenue generated by competitors. And also look in Kelo Data, which is the TikTok shop trending products, and there see if creators are making money with this product and the revenue it generated. Okay, that's it about products. I wanted to be quick because this is not a product research masterclass. This is the system that I use. I don't want to focus so much on the product research, although it's really important. And right now I'll talk about another thing which I think no one talks about, which is suppliers and product sourcing. So if you found a product on any spy tool or on social media, you will grab the stock images on either AliExpress, Taobao, Alibaba, or 1688. These are some Chinese platforms which will help you find the actual manufacturer of the product. And you will take these stock images that you found on these websites right here, and you will run them through private agents. Private agents are people who connect with manufacturers and will work directly with you, and they'll get paid a small percentage of the revenue you generate. So private agents most of the time give you a better price, and always make sure to negotiate with them and always have multiple private agents, because if someone scams you, you need to have a backup. I also have a private agent which I really trust and have worked with him over and over again in multiple stores. And if you need my private agent, just join my Discord group. And now I'll talk about how to negotiate with them. Always, before starting the negotiation, make sure that they do not do MOQ, which is minimum order quantity, so you can basically dropship your products without having to pay upfront. They can also handle custom packaging. They can also scale production fast if you scale fast. You always need to ensure this thing will happen if you scale fast, because almost no one thinks that they'll scale and they suddenly scale and they have no supplier to back them up. And always do quality control, meaning that they will send photos before big stock ships, or also try to order some how it's called, samples. I don't know why I got stuck in this word. Always ask for samples before trying to dropship your product, and always have to try, as I told you before, a backup supplier, because if he screws you up, then your business is fucked. Alright, now how to negotiate with them. Make sure they can have your product shipped within 7 to 10 days max. If they can't do that, change supplier. Also, make sure that you'll get better lead times as you scale. So if you scale, you need to think that you make more money and your private agent also make more money. So they need to treat you as a king, basically. And also make sure that you will get progressive discounts as you scale. So the more orders you get, the better the discount you get. And one thing that I also need to talk to you about suppliers is that your communication and relationship. So make sure you communicate with them every day and build an actual relationship with them. Try to treat them like a friend, basically. So pressure them to keep you updated, but not in the bad way, and also try to build trust. Lastly, I'll talk about you the single most important thing we did with the supplier is always ask for feedback from your customers in your product here and then. So the thing I did is that I had a store and I was always getting chargebacks and I didn't know why. And I started asking my customers why they charge back me, and it was because of product quality. And I had no idea because I didn't ask for a sample. So even if you get a sample, they might sometimes give you the good sample. So always try to ask from your customers their experience with your product, because sometimes the manufacturer might give like shit products to them. Alright, so we talked about market, we talked about product, and we talked about suppliers and product sourcing. So now let's assume that you have a product in mind. It's time to talk about the fundamentals and the fundamentals of a savage money-making e-commerce funnel. So the first thing that I assume that you know is the ad. The first thing that of your funnel is the ad. And the main role of your ad is to drive interest and make the user click. Of course, is to persuade him more, but the key role is to make the user click. Otherwise, how he will buy. So from your ad, which is the first step, they can either go directly to a product page, or they can go to a landing page or an advertorial or a quiz funnel, etc. The thing that I need to talk to you about is that the landing page and the product page have some different roles. Dependent on the ad type and the awareness level, which is something that I'll talk to you about later, you will send them to a product page or a landing page. So the purpose of the landing page is to nurture the user through the message congruence and pre-sell them on the product by reinforcing the specific angle or promise from the ad. So that way you build belief, you handle objection, all before they even see a price. So this is the role of their landing page. And after the landing page, they go to a product page. The role of the product page is to make money by using offers, upsells, and cross-sells. So the main role of the product page is to buy the product and also try to make more money by using all these things. After the product page, they go to the cart. In the cart, you also try to make more money by using one-tick upsells, buy more, save more, free gifts, shipping one-tick upsells, And after the cart, they go to the order page. In the order page, you also try to make more money by using order bumps. But in regular Shopify, you can't make a checkout which is custom and will have order bumps. So you either need Shopify Plus or another checkout method to have a custom order page. But it's also really great when you scale to think about your order page. And when someone finishes their order, they go into the post-purchase funnel, which is the single most important revenue maker in the entire e-commerce space. So what is the post-purchase funnel? When someone orders and they have put out their credit card and press submit order, before going to the thank you page, if someone who is running the e-commerce funnel is smart, they'll drop some offers. So before going to the thank you page, they'll have limited time offer, 50% for this shit. No, if they say yes, they go to, this is upsell 1. If they say yes, they go to upsell 2, which is also another great offer. If they say no, they go to downsell 1. And if they say no again, they go to downsell 2. So these are the post-purchase offers. We most probably always have 4, which is upsell 1. If they say yes to this one-time offer, they go to upsell 2. If they say no to upsell 1, they go to downsell 1, which is another offer, most probably in a lower price. And if they say no again, they go to downsell 2, and then they leave the funnel. And post-purchase funnels are such a revenue maker because someone has already purchased. They are in the buying state, their credit card is already out. They don't need to put their credit card information again. They just press a yes, I want this offer, and the purchase is already made. And because they are already in the buying state, their dopamine is so up, they almost always say yes to these offers. And you don't need no extra cost to make them buy. So this is all fucking profit. So here are the apps that I actually use. So number one app that I use is Kaching Bundles. So Kaching Bundles is an app that will help you make basically offers, volume discounts, basically things that look like this, which will make your prospect buy more and you'll make more money. So the main purpose of Kaching Bundles is to increase revenue per visitor, and you'll do that by making it beneficial for the visitor. My almost always starter bundle that I have for every product is buy one, which is regular price, buy two, save 10% off, and buy three, save 15% off. A key tip that I'll give you here is name these bundles based on life circumstances if it makes sense. For example, if you're selling a product, you could name the bundle right here for one person, right here for couples, and if you have a third one, you will name it for family with kids. Basically, you name it on life circumstances, and this triggers their subconscious to actually think about others. So try to always think about the name that you'll give in your bundle. So the second app that I actually use is called Monster Cart. And Monster Cart is basically a cart drawer which have features like upsells, free gifts. Basically it's features like this which will make your customers again buy more. So again, the main purpose of this app is to increase revenue per visitor, like spend more to achieve X outcome, like free shipping. You have one tick upsells ad right here. You have free gifts, and you have also a lot of more cart features. So in Monster Cart, what I have actually tested and imprinted is that I had the $45 hero product, and I had an offer like spend more than $40 to achieve free shipping, spend more than $70 to achieve a 50% discount on the same product which I was selling, and spend more than $110 to receive a free gift. But always the offers depend on your economics, your product, your market. This is what actually worked for me, but this always depends on you and your product. And the last app that I always use is Zipify, which is for the post-purchase funnels which we were talking about before. Here is an example of what a post-purchase funnel look like. So here, after someone pays the product, they have this offer which they can pay now with one click or decline this offer. As I was talking before, post-purchase funnels are where people actually quit their jobs, quit their college. Here is where real money is made. When someone buys from you, as I was talking before, he's in a buying state, his dopamine is through the roof, and all he needs is a good offer that he'll say yes without even thinking about it. His credit card is out, so use Zipify and take advantage of this. And make at least 2 post-purchase upsells and 2 post-purchase downsells. Always A/B test your post-purchase daily, because a cracked upsell makes front end and break even and everything else pure profit. Also, another thing that I want to talk about is that in the first post-purchase upsell, you should have the highest pricing. And if the customer says no, you downsell them to a better price. So always in this state right here, in this stage, try to have a pretty big price, because if someone says no, you just can't downsell them. So why not take advantage of this? Alright, now let's get into actually building the store and my recommendations on how to build the most high converting store that you'll ever need. First of all, I want to talk to you about that if you need access to 20 plus premium themes that you can just grab and put as a zip code in your Shopify store, I have this in my Discord group. Just join it and send me a message about the premium themes and I'll just give it to you. So here are my recommendations of sections for your store. Alright, first of all, if you need access to 20 plus premium themes, join my Discord group. I have access to a lot of Shopify themes. But anyways, so the first section that I always suggest everyone to have is proof. Proof everywhere, even if it's fake. So always try to have testimonials in different formats, like testimonials in text format or in video format, everywhere. The thing that I always suggest people to do in their store is always try to make your store visual. So people, as you know, have a lot of short attention span, so they don't read a lot of text. So always try to have a lot of GIFs and images. Make the images with Nano Banana and make the GIFs with Nano Banana to cling. And the single most important thing that you can have in your store is FAQs, which are objection handlers. Your FAQs should be written with the same care as your ads. Every line in your FAQ, every word is an objection handler. So always do a research before making your FAQs. Always try to think and ask also your customers what are the main questions they have about your product, your store, and everything like this. So if a fourth section that I recommend people have is science or how it works or ingredients if your product have. So always try to educate people and explain to people how your product works. So it's really important that people will just have zero questions before buying your products. It's really important. So always try to include the how it works section. And last tip I can give you is that if you are not on your product page, always have big, huge buttons that lead to product pages, because take a look at this. Try to remove extra stuff on home pages, about pages, and all of that shit, because this will not make you money. Your home page will not make you money. The whole purpose should be to click on the product pages. Check out this brand. This is a brand that does this really well. So take a look at this graph. When you are not in your product page, always try to have big buttons that lead to your product page. When you are in your product page, you have to include all the info the user will ever need in order to buy your product. And the only exit from your product page should be either checkout or just close the site. So when you are in your product pages, never ever have a button that leads to homepage or anything like this. Never. So Please take a look at this graph and please keep it in your mind. This is really important for conversion rates. Alright, that's it for building the store. And now let's get into actually building the offer, which is one of the most important things that you'll ever need to create right in order to make money. So I'm sure that you have heard about the offers and the Alex Hormozy and the value equation that you have. If you are in online business, you should definitely have heard about this. There is also a book that is written exactly on this. And the thing that no one thinks about is that this equation here also applies to e-commerce. So this is the value equation that Alex Hormozy created. So you have dream outcome multiplied by perceived likelihood of achievement, and you will have time delay multiplied by effort sacrifice, and this is how to create value. This also applies to e-commerce offer. So let me explain what every single thing of these are. So the dream outcome, as you can understand by the word, is where someone wants to be after using your product. So your ad and your landing page should already make the user feel that they're using, by using this product, he will fulfill his desire. And your product name should also do this. For example, this brand North Organics have a acne product, and their product name is Kill Acne and Redness Ritual. This is the dream outcome product name. It's really important to always try to have a product name that is also affiliated with the dream outcome. Alright, then we go to perceived likelihood of achievement, which is what is the percentage of successful usage of your product, how much the person believes that they will achieve the outcome they want by using your product, and you always improve the perceived likelihood of achievement by using testimonials, by using how it works, by using education. Here also North Organics have testimonials, which is perceived likelihood of achievement. Again, testimonials, and then we have time delay, which is how much time it will require someone to get the results they want. And here they have time delay again, no acne in 60 days. And then we have effort sacrifice, which is how much they will sacrifice in order to achieve the outcome they want. And you reduce the effort by using guarantees like 60-day money back guarantee, and of course it's the cost that they will pay, which is the price. So here North Organic, all this shit is removing the effort sacrifice because of the discount and the guarantee. So they have a discount from 113 euros to 68, and also they have their guarantee, which is where it is, no risk, try free for 60 days. Here we have lowest price ever, which is also effort sacrifice, cancel or edit anytime. Basically all this section here is about reducing the effort they have to sacrifice. So before making your offer, always think about this value equation right here. Always think about these four elements, which is the dream outcome, the perceived likelihood of achievement, the time delay, and the effort sacrifice. Because as I told you before, offers are not just the price or the bundle or the buy one get one free. Offers are created in the message. Offers are created by the message you construct by using these four elements right here. Okay, that's enough with the offers. Now let's get into the system. So now it's time to get into the 10K per day blueprint. Basically the variable testing system that I have created. And as always, I will not gatekeep anything. I'll show you everything. So now that I have given you the basic foundations, I'm going to give you the exact system that allowed me to hit my first 10K day. This shit is worth so much money in mentorship and trial and error that, bro, I can't even describe. This shit just doesn't compare to any guru shit. This is 100% real work of what I do, and I'll try to make this as simple and as straightforward as possible for you. I have tried in this course to make it so easy for you. You just follow instructions. So let's get into it. So before going into the system, which is right here, we have to do some foundational research first, and I'll show you what is the foundational research, because Basically, this is what scales this system. This is 99% ahead of everyone research, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. So the first step is to do some market research. So what is the market research and how to do it? I'll give you my exact SOPs. We always hear people talk about the importance of market research, but how the fuck we do market research? So I'm going to show you exactly what to do and how to do it in the easiest way possible. Everyone when starting out always keep doing the same fucking mistake I see. They start by doing market research, but that is completely fucking wrong, because you should always start by doing product analysis, basically studying your product. And you might think that you know your product, but you're not. So I'll give you my SOP and how to do your product analysis, because product analysis in the way that I'm going to show you how to do will differentiate your product basically from every competitor. So even if you have the same product as 100 other brands, I'll show you how to make it sound different. All right. So the purpose is to identify what exactly your product is and does, to identify desires, build avatars, and create winning ads. So this is one of the few manual steps that I need you to do, and it's so fucking important. So I have made this document, which is the product overview document, and it has some basics in like your product features, your product benefits, the assumed desires your product fulfills, you also the product in action. So how does your product work? And you just describe in simple terms what your product does. And basically this document will help AI know and have a good foundation of your product. So try to fill this manually at the start. First of all, to train your subconscious to know your product better. So when you are creating ads, you'll be validating all the answers from the LLM. So this will be a really important asset to have into custom cloud projects. So don't worry if what you feel here is most likely incorrect. I have some AI prompts that will validate everything after. So why this document is so important? Now we need to build the most important asset of your marketing, which will differentiate you from every competitor. So after you fill this, we'll be creating something called new mechanisms. So what are new mechanisms? I will explain you. New mechanisms are fresh explanations for why your product works better than others. So instead of repeating what your audience has heard 100 times from competitors, you introduce a new way or a new name paired with a new solution that directly targets it. This creates new hope because the viewer thinks, oh, that's why nothing worked before. I was just attacking the wrong enemy. A strong mechanism must be unique and believable, and also compelling. You use it by naming the hidden mechanism or feature or benefit, and you position your product as the only delivery vehicle for the desired outcome, aka what makes your product unique from others. And this will be your marketing Bible for all your ads. And the best part is that I have an AI prompt that does exactly this. So after you fill this document right here, you should take this document and take my AI prompt, which is right here, the ecom product analysis prompt, and basically Claude or ChatGPT will validate all this shit and also write your new mechanisms for your product. And also it will find something called new hidden mechanisms, which are basically your new mechanism but one step deeper. So my AI prompt will do all of the shit. That is the completion of your product overview document, aka your marketing Bible. So after you finish this document right here, basically save it, and because we will use this in our custom cloud projects. And now we get into the step 2, which is the market research. So the next step is to create the first prototype of the market research document. I developed a huge golden prompt that will include your brand and product analysis, the desires and problem mapping, the competitor and market research, also the identity markers research, Amazon research, Reddit research, social media research, market sophistication analysis, and ad style analysis. So this is right here the prompt that I have created. I don't know why it doesn't load. Okay, it is a huge fucking prompt that you can use ChatGPT or Claude if you have enabled something called Brave MCP, which will allow you to do deep research. So just take this prompt, also put your product analysis document from before and press deep research and save this document because this will be your master market research document. And now the main purpose after finishing this document is to identify the top 5 desires we are going to test for our product, because the system that I'm about to show you later is basically based on these 5 must desires which we will find from this research. So you might have no idea what is a must desire, so I'll explain it simply right here. Must desire is the public spread of a private want. When millions of people privately want the same thing, it becomes a must desire that advertising can harness. People don't buy products, they buy what they think the product will give them. They buy results. And the key rule is that you cannot create desires. You cannot create the desires that millions of people share, but you can only channel these existing desires into your product. And because desires are the single most important thing that I need you to understand deeply, because this will determine how good your ads are, how good you understand and create avatars. Basically, this is the foundation of your whole marketing career. And I need you to understand how desires are born, so you'll think one step deeper than everyone else. There are two things that create desires. One is permanent forces, and the second category is forces of change. And I'll explain right now what these are. So let's get into the first category, which is permanent forces. And permanent forces is the things that people will always have a desire for. First category is must instincts, and must instincts is something that is embedded into us from the moment we were born, and they work on anyone, anywhere, anytime, caveman or CEO. This is basically what every human wants and will continue to always want. And there are some categories, I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 categories. And the first category is health. Basically, everyone wants to be healthy. And this includes survival, to stay alive, stay healthy and safe. The second category is sex, because everyone, from the moment we are born, from our nature, everyone wants to be attractive, everyone wants to find a mate and feel desire. Then we have status. Everyone wants to be important, feel respected, and be better than others. Then we have the desire of belonging. Basically, we have the desire to fit in, have friends, and not to be rejected. Also, we have the desire of control. Basically, the desire that people have that need to have power and predict what happens and be charged. And lastly, we have comfort. Basically, the desires that we want as humans to make life easier, avoid pain and work. And these desires have existed 10,000 years ago, exist today, and will always exist, even in 10,000 years. Just the way we saturate these instinctual desires change, but the desires will always be there. These mass instincts, desires will always be there, and I need you to embed this into your mind, because these are the most powerful desires ever exist, and they exist in everyone, in every human species. Then we have a second category of permanent forces, and these are the mass technological problems. So no matter the year, technology will always cause problems for people, whether people have direct experience or indirect awareness of the problem. And these are what technology keeps screwing up and make people have some desires on it. First of all is complexity. People find it too hard to figure out how technology works. The buttons are confusing, the instructions don't make sense, and basically people feel dumb. Also, people feel overwhelmed. They have too many choices, beeps and distraction. The phone won't stop buzzing. They have 47 apps, and basically this makes them feel anxious. Then we have fragility. Basically, your phone can break right when you need it the most, so you feel frustrated. People feel frustrated. We have maintenance, basically to maintain your phone updated. Every technological gadget needs maintenance, so people feel tired. Then we have incompatibility, basically an example like I give you, your old iPhone charger doesn't work with your new one. Nothing connects easily, so people feel trapped. And lastly, we have obsolescence. Basically, your phone becomes too old for new apps. Last year's gadget is already outdated, so you feel cheated. And these desires will always exist because technology always keeps updating and this will never stop. So people always will have some desires that are created from mass technological problems. Then we have our third category, which is forces of change. And this is basically how the permanent desires that I talked about right now, how these desires are fulfilled. This changes a lot. And this is basically dependent on trends and mass education. So now I'll show you how to find and evaluate desires. So the step one is to spot the desires. So you can go on Reddit, you can go on Amazon, you can watch a TikTok video and watch for complaint patterns. Look for what people want and what people need. Follow the cultural trends and look where people spend money. And after you spot this desire, you should test its power. So, how many people share these desires? For example, how many people share the desire to have a fine antique, and how many people share the desire that want to make money? You can understand that the first desire right here, they can only be shared by 2,000 people in the world, and the other desire of want to make money is shared by millions and millions of people. So the second desire is much stronger. Then we have urgency. How desperately do people want to relieve or want to solve the desire they have? So an example I can give you is broken bone versus cut, a small cut in their hand. So a broken bone is much more urgent desire than a small cut. And lastly is the staying power, which is basically does this desire renew continuously. For example, we have hunger versus going to Paris. So hunger will always continue to exist as a desire, while go to Paris will eventually go away as a desire. So after you spot the desire and after you test the power, you just choose the strongest desire. Pick the desire with the highest combination of all three dimensions. So after you spotted the desire and tested its power and choose the strongest, now you have the best desire to start testing. But because I'm not like every other guy, I have made it much easier for you and you can just use my prompt to identify the core desires for your product. So you upload this mass desire document that I have created here and this product analysis document. You just save them, then upload them into the Cloud project you have, and then you grab this identifying mass desires prompt and you come up with the 5 or 10 strongest desires for your product. And after that, I want you to save this document because this will be your desires document. I talked about all this stuff right here because these are so important for you to understand. Even if AI will fulfill all of this, this is so important for you to understand because this will keep you ahead of everyone. Because I don't want you to be a robot that just follow AI instructions. I want you to be able to be critical and just take actions based on what you think works, not what AI tells you to do. So right now, if you're a G, you have created your product analysis document, you have identified your mass desires, and you have also do your market research. So you have 3 documents right now. These are the 3 foundational documents, and right now let's get into the 4th, which is building core avatars. So what are avatars? Avatars are a group of specific people which are most likely to buy your product. And why do avatar research matter? Avatar research matter because through our ads and through our landing pages and through our entire funnel, we have to create instant relatability with our prospects. Because when people feel that you really get them, they just trust you more. And when they trust you, and say, okay, that is made just for me, they buy your stuff. And the problem with most brands is that they always create avatars because their marketing manager told them that avatars are important and all of that shit. And they just made super broad avatars, like for 65-year-old women which are not married. That's their avatar. And this is completely bullshit because this is so fucking broad and no one will say that's relatable for me. There are millions of women which are 65-year-old and not married. So there is one thing called sub-avatars, and this is what we are going to talk about right here. Because sub-avatars are a more specific version of an avatar. For example, an avatar is 30 to 40-year-old black man with hair loss. A sub-avatar is 30 to 40-year-old or black men with hair loss that live in Florida, work in an office, and have a poor diet. So now let's look on how to really differentiate in a real situation with avatars. So let's say you have a product which solves hair loss. Let's say you have a hair loss spray. So what is the main desire that your product solves? The desire of I want my hair back. So what your competition will try to do is to sell the product to anybody with hair loss. Which is what they'll try to do, and of course they will fail. And what you are going to do because you're a G, you're gonna make some core 5 avatars and also create sub avatars right here. For example, you'll sell to people who have hair loss from alopecia and are looking to date. So your focus can be more confident and date again. Grow your hair back from alopecia. You can also sell to wives whose husband is balding and want to support him. So your focus could be through your ads, be his number one support, make him feel like himself again with a head full of hair. You can also sell to wives whose husband is balding and they don't feel sexually attracted to him anymore. So your focus can be, remember when he was so hot that you were literally melting for him? You can also sell this product to single balding men who don't get any matchings on dating apps, black men with hair loss. Basically, you go so much more specific than everyone else, and you find these avatars, of course, from research. We try to always look for avatars who don't have a lot of competition on, and also that our products will make a huge impact on. But please pay attention to this. Don't try to be super smart and go way too deep into sub avatars because your targeting will go from 50 million people to total of 30k people, and this is somewhat like the markets which we talked before. You need to have a lot of people in your avatar category, so don't try to go super deep. So how to actually do research on avatars? I got you because I have created an avatar finding prompt. So you upload all your documents that you have created. You upload your product analysis doc and your market research and your must desire prompts, and you just follow this huge prompt which I have created right here. And that's how you will identify your 5 core avatars. So if you want to go one step deeper with your avatar prompt, follow also this prompt, which will give you much more insights on your target avatar. So combine this and make sure to save those documents for later. So now that we have completed our avatar research, let's get into the last step, which is market awareness research. This is the last step before we proceed into the variable testing system. So what is market awareness? Market awareness is understanding your target audience level of knowledge about the problem, available solution, and your specific product or service. And there are 5 stages of awareness. We have the unaware stage, which is where people aren't aware of their desire or their problem they need to solve, or they honestly won't admit it to themselves. Then we have the second stage, which is problem aware, which is where people know they have a problem to solve but aren't aware of any specific solutions. We have solution aware, which is where people know there is a solution to satisfy or fulfill their problem, but they don't know the solutions that are exist or the product that exists to fill out this solution. Then we have product aware, which is where people know your product exists but aren't completely aware of all it does or aren't convinced yet of how well it does it. And then we have most aware, which is where people know your product and what it does, but haven't gotten around to purchasing yet. Bro, I'm so tired of speaking English, bro. I'm Greek and this is really difficult for me, but anyways. And awareness testing is what took my brand from 1 to 2K per day in sales all the way up to 10K per day. And you should start awareness testing once you've gotten a winning advertorial converting profitably or when you have a winning ad, basically a winning funnel that ideally does above 1K per day in sales. But for now, your main focus before starting is to find the dominant awareness level for your product. So I have created this document right here. You open at Claude.ChatGPT and put all your documents that we have created before, basically your avatars, your product analysis, your market research, and you will follow this prompt. And this prompt right here will tell you which is the dominant awareness level for your product. And you should start using our system with the dominant awareness level from this document. So now that we have completed the foundations, it's time for the real sauce, which is the variable testing system. Basically the system that helped me, my business partner, and other guys go from 0 to 10K days as fast as possible. And after you have completed all of this, it's basically really simple to deliver. So what you'll need before we begin is, this is optional, Spy Tools access. Basically, I've got you a link here that you can have access to $6,000 worth of Spy Tools with for just 29 bucks. We need Claude for writing Facebook ad copy and landing pages. We also need access to Higgsfield for creating AI videos and images. And we need the master market research document, product analysis document, avatar deep dive document, desire, and awareness level document. Basically, whatever we built before. So now you've got your product, you've built your store, you've done research, and now it's time to teach you how to make ads, which are also called creatives, and your landing pages to hit your first 1K day and scale beyond. So this is our elite system. No gatekeeping again, literally spoon feeding you everything. So what I found after starting and scaling a multiple brand is that the fastest and easiest way to go in 2026 from 0 to 10K is through long form ad copy native image ads. These are also called native mini sales letter and is a style of ad whereby we combine a native image, which people don't understand that it's an ad, with some long form ad copy to sell our product. So these are some examples also so you can understand this better. So these are also native image ads. Look at this here. You see that you don't understand that this is an ad. And here we have the long form copy. So I went to the gym and came back. That's why I have changed clothes anyways. So I need to give you the system overview. Basically, I want you to understand why we use this system. What is the purpose behind this system? The purpose behind this system is to find as quickly as possible the winning variable in order to scale with Facebook ads. And when I say winning variable, I mean the desire, the angle, and the image. And when we find those winning variables, we scale the shit out of this by using videos and by testing also awareness levels. So this is exactly how the system works. So phase 1 is mass desire testing. Here is where we will test the mass desires that we have found from our research and find out which desire is winning. So we'll create a CBO campaign with the spend that we want. I personally go with at least $100 per day in spend, and we'll create 5 different ad sets. Each different ad set is targeting a different desire from those core 5 desires that we have found in our research. So each ad set is a different desire, as you can see here. And all those ad sets have the same 3 images, just different ad copy. So you will create one ad copy for desire number 1 and you'll have image A, image B, and image C. You'll create all one ad copy for desire number 2, and you'll have the same 3 images. So in that way, we can identify which desire scales the most and also which image scales the most. And now I'll walk you through on how to create those images and how to create your ad copy. So of course we're talking about native mini sales letter images. As I told you before, this is the format right here. And I'll show you now how to create this ad copy. So first of all, the first step is to create a Claude project right here. You create a brand AI custom Claude project. So here in the files, we will have all those documents that we have created before, your product analysis, your market research document, avatar, desire awareness level, and also we will insert breakthrough advertising, book by Eugene Schwartz, and lost secret of breakthrough advertising. Have these resources here and you will just put all those files into here. Next, we want to have some instructions. So here I have written the instructions that you have to put, just copy and paste this and put it into instructions. Make sure to change here your brand also. And now you have created your brand AI, and this is where we will do all of our work. So I'll just spoon feed you my AI SOP to make native ad copy for desire testing. So the first step is to generate killer hooks. So for each ad copy, meaning for each desire, you'll first generate your hooks following this prompt. So here is the prompt, which you insert your product, you'll send your target mass desire, and you insert your dominant awareness level, which we have found from our research. And you just copy and paste this prompt and you generate your hooks. The outcome should be 5 to 6 hooks, and you will just select whatever is the best for you. And right now, you will write your ad copy for each desire. So right now you have your top 5 desires, and the first step to create this ad is to generate one piece of long form ad copy for each desire. So after you have generated your hook for each desire, it's time to generate your ad copy. You'll generate your ad copy for this specific desire, and you have to do this 5 times across all the desires. So this is the hook, which is personal discovery story ad copy. Basically, you have to insert again the mass desire and the awareness level, and here you insert the hook you generated. So as you can understand, in this native mini VSL ads, it will include like a personal story long form copy that is really emotion target. So this prompt right here will help you write this exact copy. So after you have created your hook and your ad copy, you have your, basically everything is ready, and the only thing left is your image. So now it's time to generate those 3 images. Step 3, creating your native images. You're going to pair all those ad copies that you have created with native images, and you're going to create those native images using the software I told you before called Higgsfield. This will allow us to get multiple variations while also not have to worry about any copyright usage rights. So your image won't get copyrighted because you have created it with AI. A native image is the one that looks like an actual photo someone would post organically on the Facebook profile. For example, a photo your grandma would post in their profile. So it should not sell something and promise nothing. Above else is a native image, and the purpose of your native image should be to be hard not to look at. Because when something is hard not to look at, it means that it captures and holds your attention either positively or negatively due to strong emotions, a compelling subject matter, or a striking appearance. So its main function, the main function of your native image should be to drive curiosity and get someone to read the copy that we have created. This can be done by either producing negative emotions through your image or positive emotions, shock, or something funny. It should also communicate somewhat the pain point or the problem, but not at an expense of looking at an ad. So you can understand this. So A native ad should look nothing like an ad, and it should look nothing like a stock photo that you grab from Google also. You can make these type of images. You can make weird curiosity images, split screen half weird half problem images, problem relevant but bizarre, and organic lifestyle images. So look again at this example. Look right here. So this is the problem, this is the solution, but it looks native. Right here is just a curiosity driven selfie. Right here, what is this? This drives curiosity. This is weird. Someone will just read this. Here, organic. Here, really, really native, hard not to look at. Right here, you get the point. This is the whole purpose of your native ads images. So how to create this? Again, using Higgsfield, and you'll use Nano Banana Pro model or Higgsfield Sol, which just generate the most realistic looking images. And if you want, a pro tip I can give you on prompts, if you want to create the most realistic looking images, when writing your image prompts, just use the words raw authentic image shot on iPhone 15. That's it about images. I hope you understand that this is also another example which is really hard not to look at. You get the point. So that is with phase one. We have tested our mass desires, and now it's time to basically see which mass desires win. So if you have around 100 to 150 dollars per day on budget, just wait 3 to 7 days to see which ad set gets the most sales or gets the most spend. So a winning ad set will be the ad set which has the most spend. Even if you have no purchases, nowadays Facebook is smart enough to allocate the spend in the ad set which has the most probabilities to win. So now, which you have your winning mass desire, it's time to move into phase two, which is angle testing for this winning mass desire. So after 7 days, you will have a clear winner, a winning mass desire, and a winning image right here. It's time to get into phase two, which is angle testing. Our new goal in this phase is to launch a new ad set and an angle that will take over the majority of the spend from our initial launch ad set while being profitable. Yes, this means that we'll be launching all our new angles as ad sets in the same CBO as our desire. So when you have this winning desire in phase two, you will kill everything else and you will create a new ad set in this existing winning desire right here with just different copy targeting a different angle. So because I don't know if you know it, the angle as we define it is the story we use to activate a person desires to make them buy now. So an angle is just a different story, and you'll probably also have a winning image from this phase. So I prefer in phase two, which is angle testing, to use only the winning image. So we create from the existing CBO campaign, we have this ad set which is the winning, and we create a new angle ad set which with only the winning image and launch 3 new angles. And also another thing we try to do is we'll try to generate 3 new fresh angles every day until we find something that is a clear winner. So until we found the angle that is a clear winner and it performs even better from the winning ad set here of our first desires, we'll keep testing new angles every single day. And also try to keep in mind that we have not changed the awareness level until now. So as you can remember, in the research phase we did the awareness research document, and it suggested which is the dominant awareness level. So we write this copy for this awareness level only until now. And now I'll show you how to actually generate these new angles. So I'll spoon feed you again my AI SOP to come up with new angles for your winning desire. So the first step is to grab again my AI prompt for coming up with angles for your winning must desire. So this prompt right here will output 5 to 10 and new angles that you can test. Angles, as I told you again before, is the story we use to persuade people. So here, this prompt will generate 5 to 10 new marketing angles for your must desire, which was the winning must desire. And after you generated in step 1 these new angles, you'll pick your 5 or your 3 new angles, and now it's time to create the ad copy for these new angles. So step 2 is to grab this document again, which will share the angle and the awareness level, and also the hook you generated again by using the previous prompt I showed you. So again, you will need to generate a new hook for this angle. And now this prompt right here, it will generate your angle testing copy. And you'll go and launch it again with the images, with the winning image from phase 1. Also, testing new images here is optional. You can do this if you don't have a clear winning image. If you have a winning image from phase 1, I recommend to not change it because it's better to try to test one variable at the time. So this is phase 2, and we try to basically make a winning angle work. And then we get into phase 3, which is awareness and funnel test. So once you have a winning angle for your already winning must desire, it's now time to start testing different funnels for different awareness stages. So now is where we change the awareness level. So until now, you should have your winning desire, your winning image, and your winning angle. So now it's time for phase 3. So let's say that our winning angle is written for solution aware audience. Right now, ad set winning desire number 3. This is an example, winning angle 1 for solution aware, and this is the winning image. You will go right here and test different ad sets by using different awareness levels. So right now you'll have all these winning variables, and you just change the awareness level. So you launch one ad set for unaware awareness level. So you have your winning desire, your winning angle, and just the same copy rewritten for unaware. And you'll change the funnel type, which is something that I'll talk to you about later. So right here, image A, image A, image A, angle 1, angle 1, angle 1, add copy 1 unaware, add copy 2 unaware, and add copy 3 unaware. So you launch 3 different add copies for your unaware stage. You'll do the same right here, which you'll have your winning desire and your winning angle, and you'll launch your 3 new add fresh copies for problem aware stage. And you'll also change the funnel type right here, and you'll do this for product aware and most aware version. You'll do again the same. For each awareness stage you test, you'll generate 3 ad copies as I told you before, same angle, same as desired, just different hooks or differences in the body of the copy. And I'll give you again my AI SOP to write your ad copy in different awareness level. So in the brand AI, which you created earlier, you will just copy and paste the ad copy from before, and you ask Claude to rewrite your copy using the same desire, the same angle, but this time for a different awareness level, and you insert the awareness level that you want to test. And this is phase 3. And now I'll show you for each awareness stage which funnel type you should use. So this is an image that shows you for each awareness level which type of funnel you should use. So if your prospect is in the unaware stage, the best place to send them is straight to an advertorial. An advertorial is a type of landing page that ranges from 700 to 1400 words and looks like an article, but it's actually a sales letter designed to sell someone on a product. Here is an example. See right here, This is like basically like a newsletter or something like this. It's not like a product page where you try to sell a product. Basically, you are on a newsletter. If your prospect is in problem aware stage of awareness, the best place to send them is to an advertorial again or a listicle. So what is a listicle? A listicle is the type of landing page that presents reason for something, basically for desire most of the times, in a numbered or ranked list format. Here's an example. See, right here, here is the headline which includes the desire, and here are numerous steps that gives basically the solution. And this is for problem aware, this is called a listicle. And for solution aware, if your prospect is at the solution aware stage of awareness, the best place to send them is again either to a listicle or in a comparison page, landing page, because basically when a prospect is on the solution aware, he searches for the best solution to fulfill his desire. So you can send them straight to a comparison landing page, which includes a lot of education on why your your product is the best. And that is where we include all the new mechanisms from our product analysis. Here we talked about new mechanisms. And again, if your prospect is thus the product aware or most aware, which is the last stages of awareness, they just need a good offer to convert and prove this works better than other options, so you can send them straight into the product page. So if we go back into the system, when you are creating your funnels for each for each ad set of awareness, you'll just follow this guide right here to see which is the best place to send them. So for this ad set right here, which is an aware version, I would send them straight into advertorial. For this stage right here, I would send them again to an advertorial or a listicle, which is problem aware. For solution aware, I would send them again into a listicle or a comparison page, and here I would send them straight into the product page. So basically this is the last step of the variable testing system. With this way you will find what is the best must desire, you'll find what is the highest converting right here, the highest converting angle, and you will find the highest converting awareness level and funnel. So right now you'll have all the variables you need in order to scale to 10k plus days. You know what works and what you need to create. And that's when we'll proceed into phase 4, which is we'll scale into VSLs and video ads for our winning variables. So once you have a winning mass desire, angle and awareness level, you'll be profitable already. Now it's time to level up the game by testing different types of video ads, VSLs and offers. I can't give you my SOP for everything. I do this for the people who work with me directly and are in my private Discord group. What I'll give you though is the first step, which is to create a VSL based on the winning variables. And let me tell you something about me. The thing that I can say I do the best is writing VSLs. I have analyzed hundreds of VSLs. I have scaled a lot of VSLs into 5 figures. So because I'm the GOAT on this, I can give you the simplest and the best and the quickest SOP for creating 7-figure VSLs. I won't go in depth on how to create VSLs because this can be a whole course, but I'll give you my most valuable asset, which is my winning structure. So with this SOP and basic copywriting skills, you can write profitable 7-figure VSLs. All you need to do is to follow the instructions below and test your VSLs as quickly as possible. So I'm not here to teach you copywriting, I'm here to share with you the formula that works to create profitable VSLs. This formula is proven to work by making hundreds of millions of dollars for e-commerce. It works specifically on Facebook and can be adapted to sales page also, advertorials and YouTube ads, because it follows one thing. It follows the foundational principles of direct response copywriting. Direct response marketing copywriting, if you don't know it, is the process of taking someone from not knowing about your product to buying it, all in one funnel or VSL. And we do this with proven structures and unique mechanisms, which is the root cause of the problem and the unique way your product solves the root cause. The unique mechanism is the same thing as the new mechanism as I told you before. So I won't keep talking again much and make things more difficult for you to understand. I will just give you my winning VSL structure. So your goal should be to transform all your winning variables into this structure and create your VSL. Here is the winning structure. It includes 10 different sections, which you can read alone by yourself when you get access to this Miro. One thing you can do right here is make a document of your winning ads and your winning variables, copy and paste all of this, and go into your custom cloud project on the brand AI we created earlier right here, where it is. Wait, right here, go into this project right here, and copy paste this and tell Claude to rewrite all your winning variables in this structure into a VSL. Basically, this is my winning variable testing system that I have created, and it had so much, I have had so much success with this system. And right now that you have watched, if even one viewer is watching this until now, I know that if you follow this, you'll fucking make money. Because if you think about this system is so well engineered, because you first find with the easiest way possible and with less effort possible the winning variables for your product. You don't have to make any extra effort like making video ads and all of that shit. You just find the winning variables, and after that you transform all your winning variables into different formats like VSLs and video ads. And this alone can these single variables alone can help you scale until to 100 and plus K per month. And this is what it did for me in only 8 days. So I know this was a long video. I know that I have described many things in the wrong, how I can say it, saying English is not my best. I try to make this simple, but as you can see, my describing in English is not the best. It's the first long form video I did. But what I would suggest you is grab this Miro link and study it, because this fucking works. Even if you didn't understand from my describing, grab this shit because this fucking works. And if you need access to my Discord group, because in my Discord group I give all the free source and I'll answer all the questions about this system, join my Discord group. Also, as I told you before, I have a one-to-one partnership which I have very limited spots. So you can, if you are interested, I'm not trying to sell you, if you are interested, just apply. That's it. Thank you. If you thought this video was valuable, even if my describing was a bit weird, just press the subscribe. I would really appreciate it, because I have put a lot of effort in this video and finding all the system alone. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.